Hi, I'm Andre and I'm a black nerd, and it's that time, my best of 2018. Andre, why are you doing best of 2018? It's already midway into 2019. Look, in December alone, we had some new contestants, some last minute entries into 2018, all right? There was a superhero movie, a Transformers movie, an animated SpiderMan movie, and a Disney musical that popped in right at the end of the year. Did I just say popped in after saying Disney musical? Popped in, oh, I make puns even when I don't want to make puns. Now, a couple of things about my best of 2018. It will probably not be the absolute best of 2018 because there's some things that don't really fit what I'm trying to do with this video. Some things I just might have never seen or just plain forgot about. This is not to be seen as a definitive list of anything. This is just to make those clicks and views and things. Subscribe, please. Also, these are not in any particular order. So because I say something before or after something else doesn't mean that I like that thing more or less than the other thing. This is sort of a comprehensive list, and it all relates around very specific categories. 5 specific categories, in fact, so I can call this like a top 5 best of 2018 with a number of different things inside of the 5 things. Does that make sense? This is just me overcomplicating it and over-explaining it and making this a lot harder of a list to make than anyone else has done, so therefore let's just get started. So the first category or theme that I want to talk about with the best of 2018 is the concept of style and substance. We got to see a lot of things that could have just been easy cash-ins end up being very, very good. For example, Mission Impossible Fallout. That's the 6th in an entry. It's another Tom Cruise action flick. We already saw that Mummy, but Fallout, that was a really awesome action movie that also had a great story, wonderful sequences, actual action like Tom Cruise really putting himself in danger to where at times you're literally like, he might die in this movie. Like, that's how good it was, and it probably gave us more of Superman than actual Superman. Deadpool 2, Paddington 2, these could have just been simple sequels, but they actually were entertaining movies that were just as good as the original. And Incredibles 2, 14 years after the original, still just as good. You know that 2018 can be defined with style and substance when a Transformers movie pretty much almost made me cry. And usually Transformers movies have almost made me cry for other reasons, but like this one was for a good reason. Good job, Bumblebee. Something I did do this year, surprisingly enough, is I played a video game from start to finish, and that was God of War, and oh my God, am I glad I did. Now, I am not really well-versed in the God of War franchise, but that was what was so great about God of War on PS4, which it didn't have to be. It stood on its own as such a great game for a newcomer, but at the same time, if you have been part of the God of War franchise, this game took such a different approach to Kratos, but it was still so good. I mean, we have seen video game characters get retooled for a new generation and it not work. So for this one to not only work, but work so well, give us this beautiful father-son storyline, as well as some other storylines with the characters that I will not spoil in case you haven't played it. It literally was one of my best gaming experiences I had in 2018. I'm so glad that I finally sat down and said, I will play a game, and that is one of the games that I chose to play. Oh, so good. Now, the second theme is going to be a little controversial for some because some people are not going to agree with me on this, but this is how I feel and it's my list, so deal with it. 2018 was the time where we got to see that movies can just be okay and fun. Yeah, I know that for some people, just calling a movie fun, and you've told me very much in my Aquaman thoughts that it is not a good enough review for some of you. Some of these movies are not going to be on the best movies of the year list for a lot of people, but for some people, they did their job. They were entertaining, they were enjoyable, they were just plain fun, even if they're not for everybody, even if they don't get that big ratings bonanza or award-winning film or Rotten Tomato score. I mean, movies like Aquaman or Rampage or Venom or Mary Poppins Returns or Tomb Raider or Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Do I think those movies are gonna get 90% or more on Rotten Tomatoes? No. Well, I'm sorry, let me take that back. Teen Titans Go to the Movies did get over 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Teen Titans Go to the Movies got over 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I agree. Upbeat, upbeat. One of the darkest jokes in the kids movie. Why y'all do that to Batman's parents? Plus, look at that list of what I just said. If I were to tell you 5 or 10 years ago that Aquaman, Rampage, Venom, Tomb Raider, Halloween, those movies probably would have been the worst movies of the year because they would have not been done well or because everything else would have been so good that they were so low in comparison. The fact that we had so many movies that were bad, that these types of movies can just be seen as it's pretty cool. Regardless of what people think about Venom, I know some people like it, some people don't, but hey, money was made. Same with Aquaman. Money was made. Some of them are straight up cheesy, fast food, junk food versions of entertainment. And sometimes you want a Big Mac of entertainment. Dude, I wasn't even mad at Peter Rabbit. That had all the trappings of worst movie of the year for me. And I actually came out of that going, that was all right. That proves to you that 2018 is progress. There's a lot of video games that are like this too. You have Mario Tennis Aces or Super Mario Party or Pokemon Let's Go. They might not be on the best for people, but they took formulas that were really fun and we've seen for years, and in some cases have even had a few missteps along the way and made them classic and cool again. Sometimes if you just want to enjoy yourself, it is okay to enjoy yourself. Just like I did with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, one of my favorite movies of the year. Don't at me! Don't at me. Don't care. Andre, it's stupid. I know. That's why I love it. The third theme that I want to throw out there for the best of 2018, everyone is here. Seeing your favorite video game characters or movie characters or cartoon characters coming together for one thing. Ready Player One, you saw so many characters and references happening all at the same time. Iron Giant running around fighting Mechagodzilla, and then the Gundam comes down while Gremlins are running around and the Back to the Future DeLorean is driving about, and we get one of the best movie lines of 2018. Oh my God, it's fucking Chucky. Say what you will about the movie, but that's an awesome feat. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, the Joker, the whole Justice League, a bunch of DC superheroes in a video game fighting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtles got an Injustice 2 in 2018, cowabunga. And then the comic book based on the video game crossed over with He-Man and the Masters of the freaking Universe. Disney was like, well, we own half of the franchises that exist in the world, so we gonna have our fun too, and Ralph Breaks the Internet. So we got to see Marvel, Disney, and Star Wars all together, and we got one of the coolest scenes ever. All of our Disney princesses all together, making all kinds of fun meta references and jokes and humor. And then towards the end of the movie, Avengers-like scene where they all use their special abilities together to help Ralph and Vanellope out. That was really awesome to see all those princesses together. Tiana was even there, yo! The Power Rangers celebrated their 25th anniversary with a special episode featuring former Rangers and that Master Morpher for Tommy that we hope Hasbro makes into a toy. Not to mention the Shattered Grid comics, which had Rangers all together, some together for the first time, and even a couple of cameos from some Hyperforce Rangers. And of course, you gotta talk about one of my favorite games of 2018, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This thing is not just a fighting game. It's not just a party game. It is a true love letter to the history of video games, between the fighters, the characters, the spirits, the music, the stages, the references. It is just everything about gaming all in one place to allow them to all fight each other. Simon Belmont is in the game, so we are literally a Kevin away from having a Captain N team. Isabelle is a fighter, y'all! And she's good! That fishing pole can't be beat! And not only are all these characters together in this one game, and it's such an awesome game, but they keep surprising us with all these crazy announcements. And after the Game Awards, we saw that anything is possible with this game, and I'm super excited. I will definitely be playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate well into 2019 and beyond. Now, a lot of franchises did well with movies or with video games or with television shows or with cartoons or with merchandise, but there is one particular character in 2018 that was able to have fun across the gamut. 2018 was the year of the Spider-Man. He made us cry in Avengers Infinity War. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. It still hurts. But just when we were finishing our last tier, PlayStation 4 was like, you know what? We need to give you a happy moment with Spider-Man again. So here you go. Here's one of the most awesome Spider-Man video games you've ever had in your entire life. I love Spider-Man on the PS4. That's another one I played. I didn't finish it yet. I need to finish it so I can start doing all the DLC. But it's just an awesome game to be running around as Spider-Man, or I should say swinging around as Spider-Man, putting on all those different outfits. That Spider-Punk outfit, come on! Oh, that game is just so good. And the story of it, it's just fun to go through it. It's like a Spider-Man movie. It's Spider-Man 4. It's the Amazing Spider-Man 3. It's Spider-Man between the homecoming, but not far from home. It is a Spider-Man movie in game form, and I'm a part of it, and it's so cool. And then, of course, one of my favorite Spider-Man movies, animated movies of 2018, and in some cases of all time, Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse is just so good. So freaking good. Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and even though with all the craziness that goes on in this movie, it is all about his story and his becoming Spider-Man. Not to mention you do get Peter Parker in this. I think I can talk about it now, more spoilery. Very different Peter Parker for a very different reason. Spider-Gwen is all up in this. You got Spider-Ham. You got a Looney Tunes inspired Spider-Man cartoon as a pig, and even that works. That's crazy. You got an anime style Spider-Girl and Robot Spider, and the way they do all the different characters, it's just so cool, man. And they tell such a good story with all this craziness going on, and that's impressive. You get Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir, which is awesome. And now that I think about it, we had Nicolas Cage in 2018 as a really good animated Spider-Man and a really good animated Superman. I like it. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. And this brings me to my fifth and final favorite thing of 2018. Marvel, man, y'all did it this year. Sorry, Ant-Man. I enjoyed you too. You're go back to my fun category. I already talked about that. Wakanda. Oh, Wakanda! Oh my God, Black Panther. Look, this was not just a movie. This was an event. Everything from all the excitement leading up to it, to the actual release of the movie, people buying theaters, selling out shows, buying several tickets, dressing up in their Sunday best or African garb. Like, it's just crazy the type of momentum that this movie had. And also, it was really good. It's a really, really good movie. Hands down, one of my favorite movies of 2018. It was just so fun to watch and so cool to see this type of not only superhero good stuff, but just character good stuff and representation good stuff. Just, it was something that was really, really, just really good and done with care. People really cared about making this movie, and it oozed that into the movie and out of the screen and into my eyeballs and ear holes and mouthpieces. Like, it was just so, it was just so good, and just was so cool to have that time frame of just Wakanda fever. There's all this talk about it possibly getting nominated for awards, and if it does, that will be awesome. Like, let's be real, man. The Academy, you know, there's some old stuffy folks in there, so it's really tough for them to even look at any superhero movie and go, that's a possibility for a nomination. But whatever it gets or doesn't get, it did its part. It was a box office success. It was critically acclaimed. So many people loved it. I loved it. Now this is a character that you can talk about and people will know who it is, in the same vein as some of our other superheroes. And it took a movie like this to showcase that this is not just a, oh hey, black superhero, we did our diversity card, let's move on. But like, no, this is here to stay, and this is awesome, and everybody, whether you're black or not, can enjoy it. And that is just, that's just the greatest. And it was nice to have all that excitement from Black Panther, all that positivity, all that happiness with Black Panther. Because when Avengers Infinity War came around, the emotions were a little bit different. We still had a good time. It was still very enjoyable for me. But oh man, and yeah, I know Avengers Endgame is coming, and yeah, I know that some of these characters that aren't around right now are probably going to come back, but just the impact that that movie had. First off, just being, again, talking about crossovers, having all of those characters together, so many characters, including adding Guardians of the Galaxy, and making it work. That in itself is amazing. Having the Russo brothers come in and doing their technically first Avengers movie, although a lot of us will call Captain America Civil War an Avengers movie. But having them come in and do it and being so great at it, like, that was just really cool. Then there's Thanos, of course, you know, like, just like with Killmonger and Black Panther, where everyone was just like, oh my God, where you're this villain who's doing bad things, but you think everything you're doing is right. Thanos was just like in that same vein of just like, no, this is what I gotta do. I'm helping y'all. I'm just the one that's deciding to do it. Y'all won't do it, so I'll do it. This is how crazy this movie was. No one likes to snap anymore. Like, everyone used to snap all the time, but now every time you hear a snap, people are like, oh, don't you Thanos? What's happened at poetry readings? Can you even go to poetry clubs anymore? Because when you start doing this, I feel like someone's gonna have an attack and be like, no, stop! You're taking out half of everything. The acting was good in it. The action sequences was good in it. The fighting was good in it. The sad moments were good in it. Gamora! Who is Gamora? Where is Gamora? Why is Gamora? Avengers Infinity War is gonna be one of those movies I really feel like you're gonna look back and be like, how did this even happen? Like 10 years from now when, like, I don't know, Disney owns every property or whatever, I don't know. But I feel like this is gonna be one of those things where you're gonna be like, wow, over the course of 10 years, they were able to make all these different movies and all these different genres, even though they're all superhero movies, and then be able to bring all those characters together into one film like this, and then to have a follow-up the following year, and then add Captain Marvel and whoever else they want to add into it along the way. Like, that's super impressive. So good job with all that. And I can't wait to see what happens in Endgame and whatever else you got cooked up over there in that Marvel stew pot. Feige, what you cooking for us? Tell me your best of 2018 things in the comments. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching this whole video. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and also ring that notification to be part of my squad by the bell. I love you like a play cousin. I'm Audi 5000 and I'll see you in 2019 more, hopefully. Bye.